A Skeptic Guide to State Shifting. The science behind the law of assumption. Stop overcomplicating the law of assumption. If you are highly analytical, if you overthink everything, if you need to understand the mechanism before you can trust the method, this video is for you. You cannot trick a logical mind with fluffy affirmations. Telling an analytical person to just feel it as real without explaining why that works is like handing someone a map in a language they do not speak. I'm going to give you the mechanism, the science, the clinical framework behind state shifting and the law of assumption. I'm going to show you why your logical mind is actually your greatest asset. The very thing you think is blocking your manifestation is actually your greatest asset. I am Charlene. I'm the founder of the Assumption Effect. Law of assumption is a psychological framework with a precise mechanism. Let me walk you through it. Your brain has a system called the reticular activating system, the RAS. It's a network of neurons at the base of your brainstem. And its primary function is to filter reality. Every second, your brain receives millions of bits of information. The reticular activating system filters that information down. That filter is your default setting. Your default setting is the beliefs, the identity structure, the emotional charge that your subconscious has designated as true. We all experience life through a different lens. So all of us default setting will be different. All our beliefs and identity structures and emotional charge will be different. So we filter through our default setting, and our subconscious then designate that what is true for each and every person. This means that your current reality is not objective. It is filtered. You are only seeing the evidence that matches what your subconscious already when Neville Goddard said, assumed feeling of the wish fulfilled. He was not asking you to pretend. He was asking you to update the filter, to install a new internal default setting so that your RAS begins filtering for evidence of the new reality instead of the old one. You're trying to update the filter at the conscious level, but the filter operates at the subconscious level. This is where hypnosis comes in and my 8-step protocol that I use. The part that says, but that is not true yet. We are using a precise induction to bypass the critical faculty of the mind and speak directly to the operating system. NLP embedded commands to install the new assumption at the subconscious level without resistance. So you realize now that it is already done. You find yourself naturally living from the new assumption. You notice with certainty that the mirror is already shifting. These are not suggestions. They are instructions to the subconscious. And the subconscious, which cannot distinguish between real and vividly imagined, accepts them as true. For the highly analytical mind, we also use rational emotional behavior therapy developed by Dr. Albert Ellis. It is built on a simple but profound structure. It is not the event that disrupt us, but our beliefs about the events. And beliefs, unlike events, can be examined, challenged, and changed. So REBT, we challenge the beliefs. Here is how this applies to manifestation. Most people believe my specific person is not responding. Therefore, I am not manifesting. Therefore, the law of assumption is not working for me. Then we ask, is that belief rational? Is it the only possible interpretation of the evidence? What if the alternative interpretation is my specific person is not responding in the physical 3D currently now, and simultaneously my assumption is already fulfilled in the 4D. The 3D is a lagging indicator. It always catches up. Both interpretations are available to you now. The one you choose determines your state. Your state determines your frequency. And your frequency determines what the mirror reflects. It is not wishful thinking. It is cognitive architecture. And for the analytical mind, this is the most powerful entry point into the work. We also call it the transformation bridge. When you combine the RAS filter update through hypnosis and NLP with the cognitive restructuring, of REBT and the nervous system regulation of the EFT tapping, you have a complete 8-step protocol for permanent state and identity change. This is the framework I use in my one-on-one work. My clients who are the most analytical, normally your executives or engineers, the overthinkers, they are often the one who shifts the fastest. Because once they understand the mechanism, they commit to it completely. They stop second guessing the process and start using their logical minds to reinforce the new assumption. Your analytical mind is not your enemy. It has just been pointed in the wrong direction. Once it's pointed towards the evidence of the new reality, towards the confirmation that the assumption is already fulfilled, it becomes the most powerful manifestation tool you have. If you want the protocol, not just the concept, here is how we work together. Join the Assumption Effect School community. Inside you will find the free How to Remove Your Blocks course, the EF Tapping Vault, and the State Shifting Framework, all designed with the analytical mind. The link is in the description. Ready to stop overthinking and start experiencing. Join the Assumption Effect School community. You'll see how to remove your blocks. It's a free course. There's an EFT tapping vault with a state shifting framework in the description box. For those who want to fast route from where you are to where you want to be, you book a one-on-one coaching session with me. We will use this protocol to decode your abundance. We close the gap and command the results immediately. The link is in the description below. Subscribe and like the video. Your reality reflects your state. Your state is yours to choose. Only you can choose your reality. I will see you in the next video.